Good morning, peeps. Morning and welcome. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Yeah, for another Saturday morning. Oh my gosh, we're ready. Yes, sir. We'll lock up tight. What a Saturday morning. Call some people, share up the channel because of pure fire this morning. Pure fire. Yes. Pure fire this morning. Eternal fire. Can't stop burn. Cannot stop burning this fire this morning. Because this morning, we're going to take on some labor rights lies. This morning, yeah. We're going to take on some of them this morning. I don't want nobody call me now. I'm supposed to have a short discussion with the Deputy General Secretary of the People's National Party about 9:15. That's Nikisha Burchell. When we have a quick, short, snappy interview, if we get her, because she's on the road actually, heading to a funeral and up in the hills she did. So it might be difficult. Now, something that I should have been doing from the other day. I don't know why this is giving me a little bit of issue to get onto the internet. Yeah. But share up the live because the fire will start right away. We're not delaying. We're not going to delay. We're not going to delay this morning. Because when I normally tell you, say, labor rights and the truth now have no lot nor part. And somebody call DP to the front of the line for me. Call DP to the front of the line. The Dread Fox. Call him to the front of the line. Because I hear him on 119. I say something which is not true. Well, half truth. And that's what they do. I guess he might learn the propaganda style to talk half truth. But anything you talk about Portland, remember, it's a Colin Bell of the history. And we are going to lay it out this morning. And we are waiting for somebody to call DP. Because I don't want to miss when we are blasting this morning. But there is a thing that I wanted to deal with from the other day. This labor right blogger named Loser. I could go to him first.
He is planning to bankrupt the SLB.
Right here for me.
He is planning to bankrupt the SLB.
Right here for me.
Exactly.
Let me understand this before I let you go. You're saying that if you have student loan, so if I have student loan, I'm a teacher and it's 10 years. You're saying that if I stay in the profession for 10 years, I won't have to pay the student loan?
The student loan would have totally been forgotten, forgiven.
So every
and
year...
you for 5 years is forgiven.
So,
I can say for 1 year. One year is forgiven. So
once I go to college and have a student loan, come out and teaching. So if I teach 2025, 2026, that year I don't have to pay it. So you're saying to teachers, are you saying to teachers that if you have a student loan and you are teaching, stop paying the loan?
Yes, they don't have to pay the loan anymore.
Tell them, hold on. Let me get this clear, Senator Crawford. So a teacher leave micro,
So, dear man Crawford, after the 2-hour field, the 2-hour extension policy, and teachers beat you bad, you come back now to seek favor, promising teachers that, hey, they can get a free meal, free degree by going to university, borrowing a student loan, and instead of repaying your student loan, all you have to do is work for government and government will pay your student loan. Your student loan slate will be clean. Is that the plan? Is that the plan?
Yes, loser. That is the plan. To ensure that teachers stay in Jamaica, our best teachers remain in Jamaica. That is the plan. We're not on a free meal with you. So you can't take the free meal. We are giving people a free degree. Teachers who would have gone to university, teaching in the public school, for every year that they teach, yes, we are going to forgive their student loan. And it's not just teachers we're giving free degree. Every child, the first child in every household to matriculate to college or university, the PNP will give them a full scholarship because educating Jamaica is paramount, and education in Jamaica is in a state of emergency, you loser. So we're going to answer all your questions them one by one this morning.
Plan to entice teachers. What is the cost of such venture?
Yes, we are enticing the teachers to stay in Jamaica. We must implement a teacher retention plan.
Mr. Crawford, where's the feasibility study
Hold on,
for this type of
I could bring him back a little bit.
policy? Mr. Crawford, what if 300,000?
I could bring him back a little bit.
Is that the plan to entice teachers?
Yes.
What is the cost of such venture, Mr. Crawford?
No, the cost, you loser. The cost, whatever it's going to cost, it is too expensive not to afford it. Because an educated society will see a serious reduction in murders. Research have shown that the more people have more degree, or people with degree, very few, maybe 1-2% or less, get involved in murders. So educating this country is of paramount importance. Our people is our biggest asset. And yes, we want to entice our teachers to stay in Jamaica. And you must also remember that is PNP. You know, you must not call me yet, brother. Don't call me yet. Do not call me yet. We are dealing with a couple of issues. I'm going to be taking all the calls after we talk to Nikisha Burchell. We're not taking any calls before that because I know Labour Right want to take off the whip because DP is going to be next. So no call him because him we have a flag next. Yes, we are enticing teachers to stay in Jamaica. The SLB, Student Loan Bureau, is PNP institution.
Where's the feasibility study for this type of policy?
What feasibility study you're talking about, loser? Me say, do not call me at this time. I will not be taking any calls at this time, my people. And that's why I wanted to get this thing over upon the other phone, you know, because this phone you hook up and we know say the Labour Rights them don't want you. The Springland not taking any call at this time. I'm taking the calls after 9:30. No calls at this time. So let's go back to this loser here. Make we go back to the loser.
After the 2-hour field.
And we want to remind him that the 2 hours no fail because that extra 2 hours will happen under the next People's National Party government. We will pay for children who their parents can't afford to pay for the extra lessons at school. We are going to pay for it.
The slate will be clean.
Yes.
Is that the plan? Is
Yes.
that the plan to entice teachers?
Yes.
What is the cost of such venture,
Whatever it
Mr.
costs.
Crawford?
Just, you remember?
Where's the feasibility?
You remember Marlon Morgan, they tell me, say, it no matter what Cornwall Regional come out at, that's not come out at, is neither here nor there. Marlon Morgan told me on this program, no matter what the cost Cornwall Regional come out at, is neither here nor there. Whatever this plan is going to cost to retain our teachers, we have to pay it.
For this type of policy, Mr. Crawford, what if 300,000 Jamaicans decide to show up at the college doorstep to get a teaching degree? How will that work out, Mr. Crawford?
All right, so you loser. Jamaica right now have about 22,000 teachers. not 300,000. You loser. Jamaica have about 22,000 teachers. And we never say we are going to pay, we are going to give people free degree if you go study for teacher. We said teachers. So from that 22,000, anybody who have a student loan, we are going to forgive it. That's what we are saying. And if new teachers come in, once they are space, their students' loan are going to be forgiven. So if 300,000 people got trained for teacher and come out with them diploma or them degree, them teaching diploma or them teaching degree, it's not a problem. We never promise all of them that. But what that will also do, because 40 million teachers are needed around the world, you loser. So if people even go and flood our teacher college and come out with them diploma and them degree, they can't go anywhere around the world to teach. We are saying that the ones that are teaching in Jamaica, we are going to pay their student loans. Right, loser? I wonder if they have no more questions. Let me see.
And if the government cannot provide jobs for them because the market is now saturated with teachers, who is going to pay their student loan? Mr. Crawford. And isn't this a recipe to destroy the student loan itself?
Hell no.
And why are you asking other Jamaicans, other professionals who pay their due course, go to university, borrow student loan to pay for the loan?
And the next thing, loser, you know, borrow loan. Borrow and loan is the same thing. That's repetitive. You loser.
Of teachers under this policy, Mr. Damian Crawford. If you're extending this policy to teachers, what night?
But I don't know the loser, because I've often hear people say that GLP want to keep the people dunce. And when I listen to you loser, I realize that it is serious. I used to just take it as a joke and think of political gimmicks. But when I hear Damian Crawford talk about the 2 extra hours and labor right beat it down, and I hear Damian Crawford talk about the teacher retention plan and labor right beat it down, now I am convinced, and Jamaicans must see this for what it's worth, that the GLP does not want an educated society. And therefore, we can't vote for them in the next election, because we see the trend leading to a dictatorship. Because the next thing, and let me left that till we talk to see if we can get Nikisha. But the labor rights do not want an educated society. That's why the Prime Minister go to National Stadium and tell the people about him fix Jamaica's economy. Fix what? Jamaica economy is in dire straits. We need growth. But they need an uneducated population that they can tell their lies. That's not the PNP style. Michael Manley been telling us from a long time that we must study. We must study to be approved. PNP believes in education. And that is why a man as passionate as Damian Crawford, a man as knowledgeable as Damian Crawford, must be given the opportunity to lead Jamaican educational sector, to ensure that we have growth in literacy, growth in numeracy. Yeah, right, that's right there. I'm going to try get Nikisha Burchell. Hold on, because I think him did say something else, that we need to hear. Wait there. Wait there. He did say something else. Because
He is
such venture, Mr. Crawford. Other Jamaicans, other professionals who pay their due course, go to university, borrow student loan to pay for the loans of teachers under this policy, Mr. Damian Crawford. If you're extending this policy to teachers, why not nurses and doctors and engineers and everybody else? This plan was not well thought of. Another failed experiment to get voters to buy into the PNP's mandate. This is a trick. Three-card policy and a scheme. Nothing but a Ponzi shop set up to get voters to come out and vote on this ridiculous nonsense.
Once it's educating the Jamaican people or the Jamaican children, the GLP, as you hear him say, will see it as nonsense, will see it as a trick, because they want to keep people dunce, that they can tell them all kind of foolishness. Well, we are serious about these plans, loser. We are serious about educating Jamaica's children. And I have a clip from a GLP press conference that I will show you what a plan look like that has not been sorted out or not well thought out. I have that clip that I want to play for you, but I'm not going to play it now because I know Nikisha is busy. So I'm going to try see if I get her now before it get too late to get her. But my callers, my viewers and my listeners, you all see that the GLP intention is to keep people down. Year after year, we see teachers migrating left, right, and center. Teachers migrating in droves. And for 10 years, the GLP have put nothing in place to ensure that our teachers stay. Well, Damian Crawford say all increase whatever them can get at NHT to $15 million. Because you ask about other professionals and you're not listening, because we said that the first in every family to matriculate to university will get a full scholarship, meaning we're going to pay for the degree. Yeah? So, him said the plan wasn't well thought out. Listen to this that I'm going to play now. And that's why the GLP said them come with them manifesto. You can't just throw it away. When you listen to this, you will realize that nothing that the GLP put in the manifesto really means anything. Listen to this. Why are you not hearing him? I'm not hearing him. What is... Hold on, my peeps, because I don't know why this is not coming up properly, but I want you to hear a plan that the GLP have. They had in their manifesto. And when... All right, hold on, because I think it's over here, sir. I think I can find it over here, sir. I think I'll be able to find it over here. Let me just find the right part of it. Because it's over here, sir. Because he's talking about a plan that is not well sorted out.
Of course. And so emerge. That's absolutely.
As said earlier,
Just making light.
Hold on.
Prime Minister Holness, Party Leader Holness will call it within the period when he sees fit And we are just here to report that the
All
party
right.
is ready, and we know that we have done enough to ask the people humbly for another term.
Listen this now.
You talked about different segments of the voting population, different issues resonating with them. You'll recall that in February 2016, the Prime Minister in Montego Bay promised a suite of government or governance reforms, fixed election date to follow up on Kimon's question, impeachment, a grand referendum on matters like the CCJ, abortion, etc. Those promises have not been kept. Are you concerned as the chair of the Manifesto Committee that Jamaicans may find it hard to believe that new promises that you will come with will be kept?
No. That's absolutely. I was just making light. An excellent question. The reality is that we are a listening government, and we're an inquiring government. So, and we're a government that also has prided itself on being agile and responsive to what people need and want. So I must say that having placed the grand referendum in the manifesto, it was something around we had rallied and we felt very convicted about. The issues were, however, perhaps a little more divisive than anticipated, as opposed to areas around which people were coalescing, and that would allow for a sort of a unifying consensus to emerge on issues. And on the matter of fixed election date in particular, and I just make note that there's no other CARICOM country that has it at all. So we would be an anomaly. But the UK that had introduced it in 2011 has since repealed it because they found it unworkable and incompatible with their constitutional traditions, which are the same as ours. I think they repealed it in 2022, as a matter of fact, just finding that circumstances that were anticipated could not have been anticipated, and that the constitutional traditions were far more appropriate to be reasserted. And they had bipartisan support of the parliament to do it with the.
All right, so you hear a plan that was never sorted out, never well thought out. I know we see so. Listen to the senator telling you that it wasn't sorted out. Also telling us that the GLP is a fallback government. The fact that no other Caribbean nation have a fixed election date, we can do it. And then you have this loser talking about plan wasn't well thought out. Rubbish. I am not attempting to balance, but we have to make people hear the garbage and we debunk them properly. So we answer them point by point. And I hope somebody call the youth when in DP. I hope somebody call him, because me I go deal with him this morning. Yeah, man. Because this youth here, we're bringing at the business, we realize that he's now at a place trying to deceive people. But it's a trait that once you're a laborite, you have to possess that trait. You have to possess the trait to deceive. And I'm really disappointed that DP is not trying to deceive Jamaican citizens. So now call him to the front of the line. Because I hear him in a post saying that the GLP wanted to run a man who was convicted for 10 years and then deported to Jamaica and PNP was up in arms about it. DP, is either you are ignorant of the fact or you are just a liar and a deceiver. The man never just wanted to run. That man that went to prison abroad for 10 years and then was deported to Jamaica did run. You hear me say, DP? Did run. So when Darrell Vaz and labor rights are going to talk about deportee, the GLP ran a deportee in 2003 for the Prospect Division right here in East Portland. So he didn't just want to run Damian Phillips. He ran and lost. You hypocrite, deceiver, trying to con people and behave like you're steady. You're rocky. In 2003, you said the man spent 10 years. I'm not sure how 10 years him spent, but I know for a fact that he's a deportee. And that spent some time, ran against Councillor Wayne Mackenzie in 2003 by the GLP. But then again, then time the Darrell Vaz never da Portland. Tala. Man wanna talk about come from Portland. He never da Portland. So it look like him never know. You never know, Mr. Vaz. But you know the man. Because the man has been right around you, very close to you. So you must know that he ran on a GLP ticket. And then you come and run off your mouth. Don't forget there. Then forget some there. We know the history. Pick the beam out on the eye. Mr. Bell, there are 5 deportees running on the GLP ticket. What about one of the councillor in St. Thomas? One of the councillor in St. Thomas a deportee? Me no know. Me no know St. Thomas history so good. But right here in Eastern Portland, a deportee, a man who spent time in prison. So if they call him felon, you don't do it already. So you want to come and talk about like you righteous. Eh? You want to come and talk about like you righteous. DP go sit down. Go study. Or you are not more than a deceiver coming with half-truth. Half-truth. But the man wanted to run and PNP say what and PNP did what. The man ran. He ran for council. And then there's another one, that was a councillor. There's another one that was a councillor that I think was charged for murder. I don't want to talk about that one too much because I don't remember the fullness of it. And then I hear the lady make a speech that since Isaac Buchanan come to Portland, crime is on the hub. Since you come to Portland, want to run politics, the only sitting MP that was murdered in East Portland. Since you come want to run. Who are you? Who are all you people to be pointing and casting aspersion and trying to destroy people's character? Who are all you? Both who come to Portland. Where do you come from? You come from here? You do not come from here neither. So Pat a cuss Pat say them body black. What is not this? Pat a cuss Pat say them body black. You come and you belly full. Then somebody else not can come full and belly too. No reaping ground. All of you come here and reap corn and never plant no barn. All of you come here and read the barn. You never plant no corn here. What is it that you have done for East and West Portland? You don't come here and hype so much. I'm telling you something, man. I'm telling you something. God never make no wall and he never run no wire fence. So if Isaac Buchanan come to Portland and we, the PNP, accept him, uno want nobody. If he say no come here because uno no come here neither and labor right accept uno. And uno full uno belly. 24 years of raiding the barn in Portland and planting no corn. 24 years you get wealthy because of the people of Portland. And you come here and run off on the mouth about who come here. Same like how you come, somebody else can come to. And that's why I'm saying to the people of Portland, time to send these people home. You give them an inch and them take a yard. Both Portland named Varsland. We're not living on a plantation. And every well-thinking Portlander must rise up in this election and send on a home, on a out of order and rude. And I can't stop cuss the few little wimp councillor. We are run up and down back on I talk about Varsland. Damn clowns. Clowns. Both Portland named Varsland. We don't have no shame, no ambition. I'm telling you something, man. Trying to get Nikisha. She want me to call her on WhatsApp, but I don't like a WhatsApp call for an interview. Let me just send her a message then. Let's send her a message. Let me tell you something. When a man like this, you get me angry. Because the amount of lies that have been told, the amount of lies that have been told on the campaign, and the amount of disrespect. We hear the Prime Minister saying that comrades are angry. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, it is the Jamaican people who are hungry, not just comrades. We are hungry because we have seen the mother of all overruns in this country under your administration. The mother of all overruns. A project that was projected to be $2 billion. We have spent over $13 billion. And your minister have said to us that it is projected to come out at $23 billion. That is the mother of all overruns on this island of Jamaica. And the people of Jamaica are angry about it. We are cross and we are miserable about it. It is not just comrades. A lot of laborites are hungry about it too. A lot of laborites are embarrassed about it. So when you see Jamaicans who are hungry, we are hungry Because for the first time in our history, we have a prime minister who is under investigation for illicit enrichment. And I heard George Davis saying that nobody can say that the prime minister money come from this entity or that entity or this ministry or that ministry. Nobody can say that, George, but we can't say it's not. We cannot say where it come from. And that is the problem that the Integrity Commission is having with Prime Minister Andrew Holness, because he can't tell them where him getting first money from. Mr. Big Man, with your big money plan, tell me where you get your first money from, how you make your deal or you plant your field. Then some of them picnic are import weed. The mother of all overruns. The people of Jamaica are hungry with your administration, sir. The people of Jamaica are hungry with your administration because you have had the most money to spend as any government on this island. You have had the most economic latitude and you have squandered the gains. Squandered the gains. We are hungry because you are lying to us, trying to tell us that you and your administration were the one who set the economic foundation. When it is you and your administration and the Bruce Golding administration that had wrecked Jamaica's economy, wrecked it, then you want to conway. That's why you don't want to educate the children. Let me take the call. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Trumpet.
Welcome to the Colin Trumpet Show.
Yes. I really want to ask a serious question. You want to find out, whenever you're doing anything, like if you're writing a book, before you print it, somebody now go by it and inspect and read and ensure that all words are correct.
You have what is called an editor who edits the book. After you write the book, you send it to an editor for it to be edited.
So everybody who write the book and look over it, all of them don't, because them not say something spelled wrong. Because they're in a case to put on, something just come up quick.
Everything that this government has been doing is in a rush, a hurry. They have not been planning meticulously. They have not been organizing. And what happens is that because they take the Jamaican people for such fools, then just rush everything. Because if you hear the differences, the Prime Minister says for 9 years, they've been thinking about a school bus system. And you hear Daryl Vaz said this is an emergency, so we get the quickest set of buses that we could have gotten.
Well, when I was watching the Grand Gala, all of the vehicles we had drop off them dignitary about the Prime Minister, we never seen an old vehicle.
This man, you see this?
We never seen a used vehicle.
Let me tell you something. You see this bus used vehicle thing? It is a scam. It is a robbery. And I hear somebody saying that Mr. Vaz have answered all the questions. Answer all full questions. We want to know, where is the $750 million that was not spent out of the 1.4? I think we are idiot. $1.4 billion for your 110 old buses. I don't think people stupid.
Them really thinks that the people blind, because I see them have the old bus them I drive through the stadium from Grand Gala. Them not them blind, them not see the bus them all.
We could have get the old bus if we got those buses as a gift. And I want to ask Mr. Vaz a question. Did the Island Traffic Authority refuse fitness for most of the buses because they had tire problem? The tires weren't up to date. Did the Island Traffic Authority refuse fitness for a number of the buses because the tires were crystallized?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Because I am in the US, right? And I don't see no right-hand drive vehicle here.
The mail
Everything is
van.
left-hand.
The mail van. The mail van
The
is
mail
right
van
hand
is
drive.
right-hand?
Yes.
Well, but I've been thinking of the government bringing in this bus. Before you even, it's just like how they make the mistake and spell Jamaica wrong in the book. And the same thing happened with the bus, you know. They never think first to say these buses are left-hand drive and the passenger door will be in the street. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So the exit, for you to exit the bus and enter and exit the bus, you're in the road, you're in the street because
Well, they say that they are going to change the doors. And I tell you how these people take people for fool, you know. In the press conference, Darrell Vaz said they might not be, what the word them use? They might not be ideal, but they tick all the boxes. You ever hear that? They might not be ideal, but they tick all the boxes. How the hell they cannot be ideal and tick all the boxes?
But me look at it one way. Them by coming, you know, the Prime Minister brand new Range Rover, brand new Audi, brand new.
I got 2 or 3 brand new Range Rover was bought for the Prime Minister. Either 2 or 3, not one. Brand spanking new.
Plus the ministers, them appear new vehicle, them get with taxpayers' money, but them use taxpayers' money and buy some like old vehicle for the regular people. It's not right. It's not fair.
Let me tell you something. Also, hold on. Let me call you back here.
All right, cool.
Hold on, Nikisha. Hold on. I have the deputy GS. So let me just get her in right now because I know she's busy.
Cool.
So let me just
cool.
Let me just get her in on the program right now. Because I know she's heading to a funeral, and I just want to get her on for a few minutes so we can get some questions answered. Morning, comrades DJs.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
How are you this morning?
Man, I'm running.
All right, so
I have a full day.
So, Deputy GS, we have been having a series of parish meetings around the island since July, right?
Yes.
And we have had a parish meeting planned for Kingston for how long now?
Well, we had all the dates settled from about July, early July.
Early July, we have all the dates settled and the police was contacted.
Yes, we've been in dialogue with the police. In fact, we've done a number of recce with the police. They've come. We've been speaking to them at the highest level, at the level of the deputy commissioner, and our teams have been working with them on our plans for weeks.
So our final parish meeting was set for the 10th of August, Crossroad, Kingston.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, PLP decided to have a meeting 10th of August, halfway through St. Andrew. What happened after that?
Well, I'm not even sure if the JLP had come to a conclusion until early this week as to where they would want to have that meeting, to tell you how late they are with their plans.
Right.
Because they were, as far as we were advised, they were contemplating having a meeting in Spanish Town. They were considering having a meeting in Western Jamaica. So they had not had their plans together up to early this week. It wasn't until later on in the week that we were hearing that they had finally made up their mind and that the Prime Minister was insistent that he was going to have his meeting in halfway tree at whatever cost.
At whatever cost. Halfway tree is it?
Yes.
So the PNP, with all the plans that we have in place and the date settled quite some time, decided to postpone our meeting. What went into those thinking?
Sorry, the service is really poor where I'm at. I don't know if you're well.
We are hearing you clearly now. I don't know if you heard the question I posed a while ago.
Yes, I lost it.
So the question I posed, Nikisha, what went into the discussions to postpone the PNP meeting for tomorrow night?
Well, first of all, we heard conversations that the Prime Minister was intending on bringing his mass meeting, which is a national meeting, to the halfway tree area. The party leader became very concerned immediately.
Yeah, we're hearing you, Nikisha.
For the JLP and the PNP supporters who would be meeting in very close proximity, and you'd have to travel. It's not just the final destination, but the fact that people will be mobilizing from their different communities and may have to take the same route to get to the venue. We weren't sure that would be the best position to put our supporters in, especially given that the police had not been given notice or even given a permit at that point to the JLP to host theirs.
Right.
So we know the police would not have been prepared for this activity and at this scale. And so the party leader said, let us look at this carefully, but let's keep in mind the priority, which is the safety of the citizens of Jamaica who would be coming to this meeting.
Well done. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And therefore, the decision was made to postpone.
Yeah, unfortunately, because there are some of us who really and truly wanted to keep with our program. Our program was calculated down to a T because we long predicted the date at which the Prime Minister would be announcing the election.
Yes.
We long predicted the date he will call the election for. And so we are not at all caught off guard by this meeting. What we are caught off guard by is the fact that the Prime Minister and his party seem to have taken themselves by surprise because they did not make the necessary plans for their own meeting in advance to meet the requirement, which means that they frightened themselves into this meeting.
Hallelujah.
Panic.
I say hallelujah. They frightened themselves in the meeting.
They absolutely have. I think the Prime Minister waited until it was the 9th hour, and so he's in a position now where he's left without a choice. They floated the idea of having an election beyond the stipulated 5th year anniversary of September 3. And they have gotten the polls which show that the people would absolutely not countenance a late election. And so they have backed themselves into a corner, and without option, they're trying to badman government their way into calling the announcement. But we will not stand in the way of him announcing the election because we've been long waiting for it.
And that's what the party leader said.
And we'll give them the space to do that.
And that's what the party leader said. We've been calling for the election. So you want to call the election? We're not giving you any reason to say you're not going to call it. So we're giving them the space.
Exactly.
Brilliant. And I want to congratulate the party leader and the team for a big man decision, a prime ministerial decision. And we see where Mark Golding is now saying to the people of Jamaica, here is your leader. You want to see leadership? We are going to show you leadership. We are going to step aside and allow them to keep their meeting. We will have another meeting. Nikisha, convey.
Yes.
I mean, all I have been seeing is positivity to this decision to call off our meeting for the safety of the people of Jamaica. Having the two meetings in such close proximity does not amount to one life. We don't want to lose not even one life because of this. We don't want to have no war, no confrontation. We need peaceful election.
Absolutely. And we've seen that this government has been trying to set up the country for a war, for confrontation. We've seen the two incidents in Central Kingston where they know, the police know, and JLP knows that it's their own internal conflicts amongst their supporters that has caused the gunfire and the hostility amongst themselves in Central Kingston. And they're trying on both occasions, once Mr. Vaz and now with the MP, Williams, trying to ascribe motives to
Nikisha? As I told you earlier, Nikisha is on the road. So if we get those unexpectedly drop out, we know why. But you're back with us, Nikisha? Nikisha?
Yes, I lost you for a second. What did you say?
Yeah, man. Go right ahead, Nikisha. You were
right. So see that they're trying to set up the country for a 1980s kind of spectacle. I've heard about it. I was a baby at that time, and I didn't really know it much.
Right.
But we don't intend to go that way with them. So they did it as well in South St. James, where we long wrote for and had been in dialogue with the police to host our Taxi Men Appreciation event on the 20th of last month. And within days of the event, the Prime Minister decided he wanted to come into South St. James for an event. And of course, the police could not have both of us within a minute of each other having these kinds of gatherings. But of course, the PNP took the principal's position and we stood down on the event. So
it is something that they have been doing. It is something that they have been doing, Nikisha. I tell you something that happened in Portland in the local government election. When the party leader came to Port Antonio, we sought and got permission from the police. Everything was in place. And all of a sudden, the GLP decided to keep a stage show the same night. And they have bullied the police. And the two events actually happened. Because we decided at that time that we weren't going to back down. And the police could not deny them because it's bad man government. Nikisha?
Pegged into a corner by a government that is indisciplined and really a riot on their own country. There are no limits to their excess. It's the government that has taken its own constitution to the court. It has taken the integrity commission to court to protect one man, and that's actualness. So we know that they will use their bullying tactics to bully the police.
Well, remember, Nikisha, that they almost brought the country to its knees also to defend one man in the Bruce Golding administration. So it's their thing.
So there's no limit to how far they will go. But I want to thank the men and women of the JTF and the JTF who continue to stand up for principles and to go to do their work without fear or favor, and who stand up to government excess. Know that they don't have long left to wait for when they will have a government that is decent, that is respectful, that respects them as a body and their work, and will not put them in the position where they politically choose between a bad man government and those who follow the law as it is prescribed.
Nikisha, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I know you're on the road heading to a funeral. Thanks for the time this morning. I hope that you win your constituency here. You're doing good work in there. I hear everything is up. Huh?
I'm fighting the fight.
Yes, and we want to see you going up Duke Street to be a solid representative for the people of your constituency. All the best, my lady.
Thank you. Have a great day.
One love. Deputy General Secretary of the People's National Party, Nikisha Burchell. I saw Marlon Morgan trying to call me. Marlon, call me on 804-7072. I'm not stopping you from calling me. No, as I said, it is the GLP style